the wedding that could cost everything. There's a moment in every relationship when the future feels so bright you can almost touch it. You picture a life together, share your hopes, and dream of all the possibilities that lie ahead. But sometimes, in the blink of an eye, everything changes. Everything you thought you knew about love, commitment, and the person you're with suddenly gets called into question. Let me take you into my world, where love, family, and money collide in the most unexpected way. My name is Michael, and I never thought I'd be standing here, caught between the woman I thought I'd marry and the family I vowed to protect. And it all started with a wedding. 5 years. That's how long I've been with Sarah, my fiancé. 5 years of highs, lows, laughter, and tears. We've made plans, shared dreams, and even talked about building a life together. And for the longest time, everything felt right. Our families were on board. The wedding was all set to happen next year. But somewhere along the way things took a turn. A turn I wasn't prepared for. It wasn't just the normal wedding stress, no. This was something deeper. Something I never imagined I'd face. Sarah had always dreamed of a wedding fit for royalty. I knew she had high expectations. Every bride does. But what I didn't realize was just how high those expectations were. It was one thing to dream big. It's another to ask for a dream that costs more than everything you've ever worked for. At first, I didn't think much of it. I mean, isn't it natural for a woman to want her wedding to be special? Every bride has her vision. But soon, I realized Sarah wasn't asking for a simple celebration. She wanted a grand, extravagant affair, something that looked like it belonged in a fairy tale. A wedding with no expense spared, no detail overlooked. The more I thought about it, the more it hit me. We didn't have the money for this. We didn't have anywhere near the funds she was asking for. I worked hard, yes, but my job doesn't exactly come with a royal salary. I tried talking to her about it, hoping we could come to some kind of compromise. But when I asked her what she was willing to contribute to her dream wedding, her response left me speechless. "It's all on you," she said, without a hint of hesitation. "You're the one who proposed. You're the one who's asking me to marry you. It's your responsibility to show me and my family that you're serious, that you'll do anything to make this dream come true." At first, I thought she was caught up in the excitement of wedding planning. But as the days passed, I realized that this wasn't just a passing phase for her. This was a demand, and it was starting to feel like a test. A test I wasn't sure I could pass. I tried to bring some sense of reality into the situation. I told her that we had to live within our means. I wanted our future together to be built on something real, not on the back of a mountain of debt. But the more I pushed back, the more she pushed harder. She wasn't hearing me. She was focused on the perfect wedding, and nothing else seemed to matter. And then, it happened. The moment that changed everything. Sarah suggested that I sell the 4 plots of land my late father left me. This wasn't just any land. These were plots that my father had given me before he passed away, a part of his legacy that he entrusted to me. The land represented my father's hard work, his love, and his sacrifices for our family. He had made it clear that the land was to be shared equally among my siblings and me. It wasn't just land, it was family, it was memory, it was everything I had left of him. But Sarah didn't see it that way. She wasn't interested in sentimentality. She wasn't concerned with the legacy that my father had left behind. All she saw was an opportunity to fund her dream wedding. "Sell the land," she said, as if it were the most natural thing in the world. I was stunned. How could she ask me to sell something so precious? How could she expect me to disregard my father's wishes for the sake of a wedding? This wasn't just money, it was a piece of my past, my family's history. I couldn't let go of it. Not for anything. But Sarah wasn't giving up. She even went as far as to say she already had a buyer lined up. A colleague of hers had a brother in the UK who was interested in purchasing the land. It was as if she had already made up her mind that this was the solution, and I had no say in the matter. I tried to explain. I told her that I couldn't do it. That I had a responsibility to my family, to my father's memory. I could offer my share, the plot that was mine to sell, but that was it. It wasn't just about the money, it was about respect. It was about honoring the man who had given me everything. But Sarah didn't see it that way. Her eyes filled with frustration, and her voice shook with anger. "You're choosing them over me. After 5 years together, you should be willing to do anything to make me happy. You should be willing to sacrifice everything for me." She stormed off, leaving me standing there, frozen. I couldn't believe what had just happened. This wasn't the woman I thought I knew. This wasn't the woman I was planning to spend the rest of my life with. How could she not understand? How could she want me to choose a wedding over my family? It's been 5 days since that argument, and I haven't heard from her. I've called, I've sent messages, I've even gone to her house, but she won't respond. Her sister told me she's not home, but I know that's not true. I've tried everything and I'm left here wondering if it's over. If this is the end of what was supposed to be the most important relationship of my life. I don't know what to do anymore. Do I give up on the woman I thought I would marry? Do I walk away from everything we've built, knowing that I stayed true to my values? Or do I try to fix this, to somehow make her see what really matters? Because right now, it feels like everything is slipping through my fingers. I never imagined a wedding could come between us like this. I never imagined that love could be tested by something so material. But here I am, torn between the woman I thought I knew, and the man my father raised me to be. What's more important? A wedding? Or the legacy that was passed down to me? I don't know what the future holds.